Hi, hey, it's Lexi, and yeah, here we are. Welcome back to the Lex and Lace podcast. This week, I am in Botswana, and I'll be here a while, so I probably won't be announcing where I am anymore unless I'm like anywhere else. But for those who are wondering, because some people do wonder, are like, where are you? Are you Kenya? Are you this? Are you that? I'm like, no, I'm in one place right now. So expect me in one place. This is where I'll be. Nothing much else. I hope everyone's having a good January. You know, it's 2026. Hopefully we're hoping for better things. I think in general. I hope. But yeah, that's where we're at. And today, in this episode, we have a guest. Oh my god, Sissy, say hey. Hi, guest.
Hey, hi, guest.
I thought you copied me. So, okay, as I typically ask all of my guests, who are you, what do you do, and how did we meet?
Okay, well, I'm your sister.
Hello.
And we met, I think, when you were born. I don't know if it was like immediately, but it might have been like, I don't know, I kind of semi-remember like...
You remember meeting me? That's so crazy.
No, but I remember like, I think I kind of might remember going to the hospital.
Fair.
I mean, I was quite young, but I think I do have like really early memories of you being a very like a baby. So I think that's
insane.
when I met you. Wait, what was the other question?
What do you do?
Oh, what do I do? Yeah. So I am currently a researcher at a behavior change agency in Leeds, so pretty far away from here.
Very far away from here.
Yeah, it's a pretty interesting job. I work with a lot of different communities in the UK, so it's interesting. It's tough, but it's interesting.
Do you know what's funny?
A whole other podcast.
That really isn't a whole other podcast. Do you know what's funny about that is that people ask me like, "Oh, what does your sister do?" I'm like, especially when we're in Mozambique, they're like, "What is your sister?" I'm like, pesquisadora. I'm like, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I think.
And I'm like, behavioural research. I'm like, I don't know how to say that.
No, it is like super. I feel like, to be honest, I feel like what I do is quite simple.
Fair.
Like I help people change their behaviors so that they can benefit the society, benefit themselves, and benefit it's for social good, right? So that's technically what I do. Is like that's what I feel like is
fair.
So it's quite simple, but translating it and also the words that we use make it seem more complex.
Way more complex. I'm like, what?
Yeah, but what I actually do I think is quite simple. And two, translating it to Portuguese is like the hardest thing.
Nah, it's not possible. This is a bilingual podcast, so whichever language you want to speak, please speak.
Oh, is it? But
yeah.
Do you have to translate it then?
People will learn.
They're gonna learn.
People will learn. They'll figure it out.
What languages have you had on the podcast?
I spoke Italian for a second, and I was speaking in French. Then I spoke in Portuguese for a second.
You're gonna have to do subtitles, although I don't know how you subtitle audio.
No, they do subtitle. They actually do it automatically for you.
Oh, cool.
It's crazy, yeah.
Well, anyway, so yeah, translating it to Portuguese is super complex, and I don't know if it's because I'm not very familiar with the Portuguese I'm sorry, I am very familiar, but maybe when it comes to technical stuff,
for sure.
Wait, I don't know how to translate these things, or if it's because it's not something that really exists in Mozambique, because obviously Mozambique still has a long way to go in terms of complex jobs, or jobs that are mostly prominent in societies that are a little bit more,
fair,
advanced, I guess. Not advanced, that's a terrible word.
That is a terrible word.
More less poor,
basically,
because right now I feel like the issues that are going on in Mozambique are very much like survival level sometimes, you know,
For
like
sure.
the poverty levels are astonishingly low.
Mm-hmm.
So these like jobs kind of, we're just not there yet.
Yeah,
You know?
we're just, yeah.
So I feel like maybe that's why we don't have these jobs. Like if I had to like Google like behavior change like scientist as a job in Maputo,
Wait a minute. Is
would
that...
be like,
Is that like industrial psychology? Because I found out about industrial psychology this year. Like, I have friends who did psychology, and I'm like, what is this thing that you guys are speaking of?
There's things like industrial psychology, opportunity psychology. I think you can have psychology of anything.
Fair.
But this psychology is more like behavior specifically. So studying people's behaviors, why they do what they do, what motivates people to act a certain way, what are the challenges that they face that stop them from acting a certain way, what are the things that help them, you know, it could be environmental things in their environment, it could be personal things like the knowledge they have, it could be psychological, it could be like the habits they've got. So yeah, there's like lots of layers in terms of what influences someone's behavior.
Fair.
But that's, so my area of expertise is within this, but not my areas of expertise is more like environmental psychology. So,
that's super cool.
But with my work right now, it's more like behavior change and getting people to change their behaviors so that they recycle more or whatever it is.
I'm interested to see what we're gonna talk about. So let's go to the next segment. And we are back. So, Sissy, Miss Guest, what are we gonna speak about today? What are we talking about?
I guess the outdoors.
The outdoors. You wanna do it?
Adventuring.
Let's do it.
Outside.
Yeah, you're quite adventurous. That's why I thought, okay, maybe you could talk about this. You're quite adventurous.
Yeah, I think I am. I don't know. I mean, I kind of know how it happened, but I feel like I didn't grow up in an environment that was like
outdoor. Actually,
I don't know if I did. Like, I don't feel like I did. I feel like it was something that happened in my adulthood really randomly.
I mean, we were outdoors a lot because, you know, we grew up around a garden. I mean, at least I did. Around a garden and stuff. But that's not the outdoors. Like, yeah, let's go on a hike. I think you also inspired me to be more outdoorsy.
Yeah, I definitely see how it happened. But I think it's really weird that, like, I think there's some people that just grow up, just naturally really seek to go out by themselves into nature.
That's so true.
And people who are very like sporty and just like, you know, they just feel very like curious around like the outdoor scene and nothing scares them really, and they just like get out there and are having fun. But I didn't grow up very sporty, obviously. Like, it wasn't like that. I was kind of like mostly like forced to go to like swimming lessons. Oh my
god. Your mother, every day she's like, and then, do you know what I love? Now that like we like sport or like to keep healthy, she's like, I was the one who inspired you. Like, it was me.
I don't think that's it, but sure. Like, what?
What are you saying?
I love my achievements or my change, like, it's all her.
It's attributed to her.
Yeah. Sorry, but yes, I just don't remember, like, because now I can imagine not being someone who seeks to go camping and going hiking and going to different places and just really, like, being very, like, driven by being in nature and exploring. Like, that is something that is like so fundamentally such a big part of me and my and how I feel like, you know, my life going. Like, I want more of that all the time, and when I don't go out there enough, like, I feel really like weird and trapped and very claustrophobic. But it's weird to me that it only really happened, like, I think in my adulthood. Like, I don't think as a child I think I've always loved like nature.
Makes sense.
But I wasn't as driven to the outdoors as I am now. So
what do you think, like, what's one specific like core memory that you're like, yeah, this is what did it for me?
I mean, I will say though that I'm just a really curious person. Like I ask a lot of questions.
You really are. No, that's one thing for sure. You are very
curious. Like I just always want to know what's like on the other side, either of us.
Like you'll say one thing and then she'll be why, and then it's like because this. No, but because why?
I think one of the most frustrating things in my life is definitely being you and mom are people. No, it's not even just grandma's the same. I noticed. I don't know if it's a Mozambican thing or if it's just. I mean, I think it's also just me being who I am. But like when you ask someone for a story or they start telling you a story and you know there's juice in that story,
right?
But they give you like the top line or like the
summary.
And I'm just like. Why?
Where's the rest?
Like tell me I need to know the turns, the twists, the beginning, the end. I want to really get into the story. And it's just frustrating because it feels like no one is like that. Like no one gives me the information that I'm looking for. And I'm like, I always have to ask why, and I think mom is just like done with it. Anyway.
Fair, probably.
So naturally I think I'm quite a curious person. So I feel like that meant that I, I see a trail and I'm like, where's that going? I want to go there. I want to find out what's on the other side. I love like a trail. Like I'm like, well, like a little hidden trail. Yeah, it's just fun. It's fun. And I think a part of it is also mom. I think she's not like necessarily an outdoorsy person. She loves nature for sure. She loves traveling.
She's a very adventurous
woman. And I just feel like she's just naturally a very adventurous person.
Yeah, no, she definitely instilled that sort of curiosity or adventure in us. Because sometimes I think back to some things that mom and I would do, or what the things that she'd put us through, and I'd be there like, but is this... Other moms are not doing what you're doing.
She's like, even this weekend, she's like, oh, let's go to Melbourne. I'm like, I'm tired. She's like, but I feel like that, like traveling is an adventurous
for sure
thing to do.
That's your mom.
So exploring very
I
think my mom or our mom mom is she loves to explore.
She sure does,
for sure. And I feel like for that reason I also probably I've gained a bit of like a thing for it. And then, but I think ultimately it's going to San Francisco. I think that changed a lot for me because, and I mean, I might be wrong because my memory is terrible as well. Maybe this was already brewing before then.
Sure.
But I do feel like, so in San Francisco, what is really beautiful about San Francisco, but also like California actually, is that you've got the desert, you've got the ocean, but you also have the mountain with snow.
Yeah, isn't it what
You
Yellowstone?
also have like forests with the coolest trees, and you have like you just have it all,
And all
it's
in one
very
place,
much like you're in the city and you're like north. You've got the the most gorgeous things. Like Yosemite National Park.
Oh yeah, that's the one.
Oh my God! You go south. You've got, the desert, essentially. Now I'm forgetting names. But essentially, like...
What, Joshua Tree?
Joshua Tree, exactly. Like so, I think that being in that space, and I think I went to San Francisco for a year abroad when I was just about to turn 21. So it's quite later on when I really, really started loving adventuring, being, outdoors like that. I was in the perfect place for it because I 100%. Could do it, And then, of course, not only do you have to be in the perfect place for it, but you have to be around the perfect people.
100%.
And I 100% had that. I had the wildest adventure friends. We had formed a little group, and they really transformed, especially one of them, a really close friend of mine, who came to San Francisco. He was also doing a year abroad from Australia, and he just like really pushed. I think I got into running because of him as well, because he was just one of those people. He's one of those people that inspires people. He's just an inspiring
dude. Sometimes meeting those people who are just so switched on, it's scary sometimes because you're like, I'm Because you think about yourself and you're like, I'm not where you are. Like, I'm not as fat. Like, I'm not, like, you're somewhere else.
But it's fascinating because they spark something inside of you
100%
that you didn't know was there.
Yeah.
And they, like, make you see things about yourself. At least this person did that for me. That I didn't know, like, really ignited a flame. And that flame was of just, like, fuck it, let's go.
Yeah.
You know? Like, and yes, it was very dangerous because this particular person is just mental. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, definitely there were a lot of sketchy adventures going on, and us as a group, like, we kind of formed a group over time, a small group. And I think, like, the 5 of us, is it 5? Yeah, the 5 of us, I think were maybe a little bit reckless. But it was all due to this spirit of, like, we're here. We're
together. We have a year.
We, like, you know, like, let's go. And you just being around people who are just, like, really good people and fun people, and people who are also quite, like, into the outdoors. And, you know, one person was really into surfing, the other person was really into skating, the other person was really into, like, running and hiking. Do you know what I mean? And they just kind of sparked this kind of, like, oh, like, I love the outdoor. They just made me see it in a different way, and I really fell in love with it so passionately. And I'm so grateful for this one person and the group, like, because I miss it so much. And from that, I then became, I feel like, someone who really relies on being outside for my mental health.
You really touch grass. You don't talk about, like, it. You do.
I want to. I wish, but that doesn't mean that I'm not scared. Because that's the thing, especially as a woman.
Oh yeah. No.
And I do a lot of solo hiking sometimes because I kind of want to, and sometimes people are not available.
It's true.
And I don't have, like, a partner who's, like, always there, who I'm like, oh yeah, like, I'm gonna take this person and all my journey.
Adventures.
And I feel like as a woman, you kind of, there is a lot of fear there. I mean, solo hiking, solo adventure in general can be a little bit, like, fear-inducing. But a lot of people look at me and they're like, you're going to Scotland for, you know, a week by yourself. Like, they're like, you're insane. And I get that because it is scary.
For sure.
But I think that because I have that foundation of, you know what, fuck it, let's go. Mm-hmm. Like, I just go and do it. I wish I had less fear around it, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. You'll
be okay. That's what I tell myself. I tell myself I'm protected, which has probably gotten me in some weird situations, but...
Yeah, but I feel like you're into... I mean, I don't know... See, well, you know... Sorry, in podcasts, I don't know if I'm allowed to ask you questions.
Well, you are. Go ahead.
I feel like you're also kind of into it, and I feel like you have less fears than I do, which is interesting, because I imagine... I don't know if you would go out on your own, for sure, and I wouldn't say that you should, because I'm like, don't do that. And I'm like, please, let's go to get with people. But at the same time, I feel like you love roller coaster, like the adrenaline.
Yeah, I do
like,
love an
you don't
adrenaline
mind
rush.
just, like, going and climbing something. Like, I have this fear of heights. Like,
yeah, no, you got me into climbing after you talked about Yosemite, and then you, like, introduced me to Alex Honnold and all those things, and I was like, I want to try that. That looks cool. So yeah, I climb.
Can I just say, Alex Honnold? Do you remember? This was so long, like a very long time ago, before he got really famous.
Yeah.
I remember I was really into reading and watching things, even though I don't climb. Like, I was really into it. And I remember we were watching a video of this random guy.
Oh my god.
And who was like, in the video, he's like, and I'm like, semi-homeless.
Nah,
you were like, what the hell is this guy talking about?
Do you know what's...
Turns out it's Alex Honnold.
Do you know what's crazy? I went back to watch that video and I was like, I understand you now.
Yeah.
It's all understood.
Like,
climbers do that. A lot of climbers, like professional climbers or people who like to climb, they'll just go around to different climbing spots and just climb. So they end up actually just being semi-homeless.
Yeah. But, yeah.
Basically.
I mean, that's what it is. It's a way of life.
So I understand him now. Before, I did not understand him, unfortunately.
But it's also a very privileged thing, and I think that's what we were getting at the time. It's like, oh, this is such a white guy thing. Like,
yeah.
Hey, I'm just semi-homeless, rolling in the
Basically,
dirt.
meanwhile, he has a nice house, a color, like somewhere.
Like a choice.
It's literally a choice.
And you're just
chilling.
like, I don't think anyone...
Millions in his account. Bro, millions in his account, but he's semi-homeless in a van in the middle of...
I mean, to be fair, I don't think Alex Honnold had millions. I don't know if he has millions now. But at that time when we were looking at that video, that guy was actually... He was a random climber at the time, from what I remember.
He's probably famous in the climbing community.
Yeah, for sure.
Climbing community is like...
It also,
It's changed a lot, though.
But yeah, like, you are also kind of, like, you know, you have less fears than I do around some of these things. Like, climbing. Like, you can climb a whole wall.
I think, I also have weird fears where I'm like, this is gonna get me in trouble, but it has to get done. So,
I don't know.
I think maybe it's, like, because... Maybe it's because of, like, growing up in a privileged background or growing up around white people. I'm kind of like, you know what? Why do these white men get to do this? Me, I can also do. So I just have that thing. I'm like, screw it. Let me just go and do it. But I don't know.
It doesn't. The rules don't always reflect the same way to us, right?
That's the only problem. But I'm like, you know what? I think the best way you can live as a person is to be yourself, especially as a woman. Do what you want. Do what you want.
Oh no, absolutely.
100%. That's my best advice.
Just talking to a friend of mine that she was asking me, like, how do you, like... I mean, she wasn't asking me. We were having a conversation because she's someone who solo hikes a lot as well. And we were talking about the fear around it as a woman, and you know what I mean? And how do you get around that? And I think... For me, ultimately, you can't. You are always going to have that. Because unfortunately, we live in a world with a lot of dangers. Yeah. And sometimes, and the dangers can be like, okay, you're alone, you're vulnerable, you're a woman, you know, people prey on that for sure.
100%.
And then the other dangers of being alone out there is that you might get lost. You know, you might fall and then you've got no one to help you out. So there are just so many different, like, challenges that obviously instill fear, but like you said, I think ultimately one of the things that I want to do is to push my female friends to know that fear is not something bad.
No, exactly.
And it's not something that
it's
should
just you
stop
just be,
you.
Yeah, exactly. Just something to keep an eye out for.
It's something basically that you manage. Yeah, you know, exactly. You definitely be smart, but never ever let it stop you.
100%.
Because, you know, if you have like don't let it stop you. I think there's a lot of people that are gonna be like, they won't understand it, they're gonna question it because they have let their fear like overcome. 100%. You know what I mean? But like no. Like I
can't be letting that happen.
No.
Anywho, next segment.
Oh, next segment.
And we are back. So, do you want to continue our conversation or do you want to pivot onto something else? Because at the end of the day, it's guest's choice. It's up to you.
I mean, it's weird because I feel like that conversation ended on like... Do you know what I mean? Like, it's hard to like pick up something where it's like come to a natural end.
Exactly.
But at the same time, it's a topic that I love. So I'm like, I could talk about it forever. But I'm like... It's up to you. I don't mind. I'm also really
It's not up to me because it's you are the guest. So we could talk about. Listen, remember when we went to Hawaii?
Oh my god,
guys! Do you know what's crazy about you? You like the outdoors, but you don't like bugs. So how do you tackle that? You like to camp, but you don't like bugs.
Do you know? I'm not gonna lie. Like I am very dramatic. So
you're just Mozambican, it's fine.
In the sense that, like, if I see a spider,
I
actually don't hate spiders. I don't want to see it, but you know how people have a phobia of spiders?
Yeah,
it's not like that. Like,
I don't get that.
I can definitely manage it for sure.
Fair.
And it's also quite different when you're on the outdoors as well. Like when you're on I don't know if we should call it the outdoors.
Backcountry.
Like if I'm camping. I'm not bring in nature. Like, well, I'm not gonna lie. There was one day in Hawaii. This was one of the worst nights of my life, I feel like.
When you went camping?
I was camping alone in Hawaii by this beach. I think it was in Kauai at the time.
Fair.
And there was and I was in my tent, and I set up my tent, and there were a lot of like flying cockroaches around. I know, not like, it sounds worse than it was, but it was like frenzy. It was like and in Hawaii, like nothing will harm you. Like the animals are all harmless essentially.
Fair, but they're just big,
but they're huge,
dude. Oh my god,
insane!
I'll never forget this. We were staying at this Airbnb which was on a farm.
Yeah, no, that was like, you were really afraid of that spider.
I was like,
yeah,
there's just so many different things. And then the woman was saying, there's mice. I'm like, it's too much. I'm uncomfortable. Like,
yeah.
Whoa. There was one day we walked out of the room, like cabin or whatever it was, and there was this huge moth. I'm talking,
oh my god,
huge. I can picture it in my mind now in this moment.
I know exactly
what I'm talking about, and we're both like, it's not possible.
No.
What?
No. I don't hate bugs, honestly. Like, it's fine. It's just that I find, so we're now in Botswana, and I know what you mean by like, how do you do it because you hate bugs? And it's like, you know, when you're in your room, and you're sanitized, like at home, cozy in this environment. I'm not camping right now. And then
you don't want to see a bug.
And then there's like a huge weird insect that you've never seen in your life, and you're trying to say, you're like, no.
Literally.
I'm like, no thank you. But in Hawaii, that was next level.
Yeah, that was scary. Like, this is gonna make me sound dirty, but the house is not dirty. Botswana's not dirty. We're not dirty, but there was one...
Botswana's so clean.
Super clean. There was one day, I was like literally talking to a friend on the phone. A cockroach right here on my bed just crosses, and I'm like,
In your bed?
Yes!
You're joking.
Or there was one day, I don't know what goes on here. What is this? Trigger warning. There was a time before like December, there would be like, we'd wake up and it'd be like the cockroaches had like committed suicide. Literally.
What do you mean?
Like, I would wake up, like, I even remember, I would wake up, you'd like wake up and like walk around the house, or just like wake up and like, open the curtains and stuff. And you'd find cockroaches like on their backs, just kind of like pleading for help, and they were like dead. And I'm like, what is killing you? What is happening?
I'm sorry, can I just... I don't think this conversation, I don't know if it's like podcast worth, maybe it is, but like...
Modify it if you can.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, the other day, like, I keep, every morning, I see a dead cockroach in my room.
Oh, in your room?
Yeah.
Oh, they're still doing that?
Mas então eu acho que é muito estranho. Because I'm like, mas who... Porque eu pensava, talvez era o senhor Emílio que pôs baigão.
Não é baigão.
Então é por isso que de repente eu... Mas era... E depois estes outros 2 dias no mesmo sítio, grandes... Mas in the evening, like, I don't see them. But then...
In the morning they show up.
So I'm like...
I saw one here the other day and I was like, where are you coming from?
Yeah, like, I was just really... I thought... that's kind of creepy.
Do you know why it's creepy? Because I'm superstitious. So, in my head, I'm like, someone's trying to drive us out. It's like a swarm. It's like a biblical swarm.
I mean, not really, because there aren't that... I've never seen a live cockroach in this house.
It's literally, neither have I. It's just these suicide cockroaches that show up in the morning and they're dead, and it's like, this is insane. It's not possible. So weird.
Anyway, talking about nicer things, or like a different... I don't know. But I think Hawaii, yeah, I feel like it is different. Like, I'm not a crazy fan of bugs, but I think it's different. Like, if I hated bugs, I wouldn't do what I do.
Fair enough.
Like, let's be honest. But I don't love them inside the home when you're trying to sleep.
Yeah, no, oh my god.
Or just inside any home, really. Jeez. If it's not, like, if you're in a non-sanitary environment, that's just gross. Inside a home, like, not out there. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
It makes complete sense.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Lol. There was a coworker of mine. She was saying that, like, she has a rat in her home, and the reason the reason she found out is because her boyfriend was like, I saw the rat nibbling on the soap. And I was like, it's too much. It's so bad. I'm like, what do you mean?
I have a problem with that, for sure.
But you say not, like, what do you mean? Like, they're not sanitary?
Well, why do you have... I mean, no, sometimes, like, listen, you live in London, you live in New York, you're gonna have
rats. Like, you don't...
Like, you're gonna see a mouse. Like, it's just how it is. Like, I had a mouse when I lived in London for a bit, I had a mouse in my house. in my room, actually.
What the hell?
This was like 100 years ago. And that was one of the most traumatic experiences of my life.
Like,
because
no.
it kept coming back.
No, cockroach I can deal with. It's like you kill it, it's done, it's good. Mouse, how do you kill a mouse? You can't step on it.
No, my housemate had to like grab a box, and we had to try, because mice are actually really fast.
And they're
Dude,
smart.
it was madness. It was why are we talking about this?
I don't know how we ended, because we're here on the bug segment.
Nice things to talk about.
We ended up on the bug segment of the outdoors.
Bug segment of the outdoors is that, yes, it can be really uncomfortable for someone who does not. Some people love. I have friends who would sleep with bugs, like in their bed, basically.
That's beyond.
I'm not that person, especially because I am African and I grew up associating bugs with it not being like kind of dirty as well, right? Like,
for sure.
Kind of, and also. But in some ways, I guess you can also be more comfortable with it on the other side of the spectrum. But, like, essentially, like, you know, sometimes when people who study bugs and are obsessed,
I don't understand
just like,
those people.
I'm like,
those people, I don't understand. I love animals.
Kind of, like,
I love animals.
Type of shit you're into.
Yeah, I love animals, but bugs is where I really draw the line.
Yeah, for sure. But can I just tell you that... Oh, yeah, I need to go back to the story I was saying.
Yes, of course.
One of the worst camping experiences that I've ever had. So I was solo camping in Kauai, on this beautiful beach.
Right.
And there were, these like giant, like kind of big, there were cockroaches, not so many, but they were there, right? And it was, and they were kind of like flying ones. It was like next level. So anyway, so I'm setting up, and they're like attracted to light, essentially. Of course. So I have to set my tent up in the middle of the night. It was quite dark already. And the only way that I can set... I mean, I cannot tell this story. I don't know... I also don't know if your listeners are gonna...
We're just gonna give you I'm gonna put a trigger warning. No, we can finish the story. I'm just gonna put a trigger warning. Be like, if you don't like the sound of bugs or the idea of bugs, skip 5 minutes.
I mean, now I feel like they did skip about 20, but... So anyway, I'll finish the story and then we can move on. But, so essentially, like, I had to set up the tent and it was quite dark and late, so I was an idiot for that. And it meant that I had to put my, like, light on, obviously, to be able to see how I set up the tent.
Right.
So I was, like, attracting quite a few of them, obviously. Anyway, so in the end, like, once I put the tent up and I put the light in, and I thought I did it, like, super fast, and I got rid of, like, some of the bugs that were there, and I was like, ugh, it was all done really quickly, and in order to, like, you know, not sleep in a place where I'm, like, with bugs. When I get inside my sleeping bag, right, and I'm like, all right, time to go to bed now.
Snooze time.
And I'm already feeling kind of, like, anxious because
queasy.
It's just like, ugh. You know?
For sure.
I start feeling something on my feet.
No.
And I was
too much for my heart to bear.
And I was like, what is this? And I was like, no, I got rid of all of them, you know what I mean, or whatever.
Stop.
And then I start feeling, I'm like, no way! And there was like 3...
In your sleeping bag.
Sleeping bag. And I couldn't get them. It was... Because if you open the tent again, then others are gonna... It was, dude, worst night... No, not worst. Top 5 worst nights I've had camping. I've had a lot of bad camping experiences. Yeah, but that comes with the game. It comes.
I guess I don't. There's no comment on that. I guess it comes with the.
Would you be like, fuck this?
Since moving back to warmer countries, I've gotten used to bugs a lot more.
Yeah.
So in that situation now, I'd be like, okay, kill, cool. But if I was the way that I was before that, I think I'd have a friends. But I'd have to get over that fear in that moment. There's nothing you can do because you either have to kill him or crush him or you don't sleep. So.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you might get a lot of controversial, like people hating the killing part.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to the listener. There's going to be so many disclaimers on this podcast. I'm sorry.
Killing a cockroach?
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
They
deserve
Okay, I'll change my answer. I will nicely put them outside.
I will very nicely inject them with a sleeping aid.
100%. Yeah, they'll take a sleeping pill. 100%.
They're taking a sleeping pill. But no, bugs they sustain us. They are.
Yeah, no, we love bugs.
Bugs, I guess.
For the most part.
For the most part.
Next segment. Yeah. And we're back. Hopefully we're gonna have a less weird, uncomfortable. I'm sorry for anyone who got crazy visuals, but hey, it's part of the outdoors. But anywho, what else do you have going on? Again, do you want to continue our conversation, pivot on something else, or what else do you got going on? How's your life going thus far?
My life is fine right now because I'm escaping the winter in the UK, which I know that you've also struggled with. It's something that I find very challenging because I've been in the UK for so long that whether I like it or not, and I do like it, it's fine, like it is a part of me for sure.
You're UKan for real.
And going to Mozambique, I realized that I am basically British at this point. I am genuinely a foreigner, and that's okay. I'm a hybrid. It's fine. But it sucks. Like, it's really depressing. It really affects my mental health, and it's just nice to like be here in January and not feel how I know that I would be feeling
if you were
waking up if I was there right now.
January in the UK for me was one of the worst months. I just never. There would be something about it. Maybe it's like the come down from the festive period. Yeah. Maybe it's because usually I was a student, so it's like, okay, I have exams.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the cold. It's just all of those things like accumulated that just didn't make January a very great month for me in general. But
no, it is. It's hard.
I don't know.
And also, and the worst part about it is that it's not only hard in the winter, but one thing that I'm struggling with now as well is in the summer, I feel like it doesn't get hot enough. In the sense that, we had a terrible summer that it was 40 degrees, and that was this is not good.
I remember that, and I was like, this is because all of those British houses are so insulated that it's dude, and there's no air conditioning, there's no fan.
It's really just it's awful, super humid. But I feel like the past 2 summers, especially the one before the last.
2024. Yeah.
That
trash.
was not a summer.
So bad.
And I was just because at least I love spring because it's next to summer, and I love summer. Do you know what I mean? And I'm someone who genuinely lives for what I'm looking forward to, and usually what I'm looking forward to is the end of winter 100%. When the days get longer. And etc. And when you're warmer as well, and the fact that once you get there and it's July and you're met with 15 degrees, rain, you're just this is sad. This is actually sad.
They was so bad. I think it was my last year there, and I was leaving, and I was yeah, guys, this ain't even it.
No,
I had one of my lecturers be you know what. There's been a lot of bad British summers, but this is definitely one of the worst ones I've experienced. And I was
no, it's not great. But I'm also trying. I think I'm exhausting the people around me with my complaining about the weather and my complaining about
the UK.
Living in where I live, and just being it's so dark or it's so cold every day. So I'm trying to not do that.
To shift the narrative.
Because I'm it's exhausting to have that friend who just
I was that friend one time one of my friends got off on me okay, just stop talking about it, I've lived here, what do you mean? And I was just there sorry.
I know, I feel, and
it's now it feels like you're talking bad about my country, and I'm okay, sorry.
That's deep.
I know, I was damn, I didn't know you considered yourself you're a British person like that. I was I hit a nerve.
I don't know. This was good.
Right? I was whoa, okay. I've definitely hit a nerve there.
Damn, that's deep.
Yeah.
Thankfully, none of my friends, British or not British, have gotten actually mad at me.
Fair.
But I feel that, you know?
No,
and I
wow.
definitely feel that when I feel heavy, like I don't want to be the person who's making everyone else feel heavy, because we're all feeling it. Let's be honest. Whether you're British or not, you know it sucks outside.
It sucks.
So you're just like, but you don't want that to be. You don't want to be that person and that friend.
No, you don't.
It's just not cool, you know.
No,
so I am trying to
just
be
enjoy what you have around
and
you.
also just being really grateful, because I have people I care about around me, and there are a lot of positives about living where I live. There's a lot of good opportunities. I'm safe. I'm sad. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like people have things to complain about, and I
For sure.
am
You
not
don't.
one of them.
No, you
so,
don't. No.
I mean, there's one or two, but like generally speaking, I need to stop complaining. So, I'm also just grateful to be here, because I don't have to be dealing with winter right now. Is my point.
Fair enough. But
But what to do? It's
okay,
I've gotta
but
embrace it.
But since you're here, don't you feel like now you're in the complete, like, the extreme opposite of where you would be?
You know,
because Botswana is hot, and it's not like a fun, like a hee. No, it's hot.
No, Botswana's really hot, but I'm lucky that I seem to have come at a time where it wasn't as bad as I think last year was like 40 degrees, right?
Dude, there'd be days I'd be going to work and like, like, luckily it's like I stay inside, I'm in the office, like I got air conditioning, I'm chilling, but it's like there'd be days where I'm like, let me go take a nap. And I'd like take a nap in my car, sweating. And it's like, this is stupid.
Why are you taking naps in your car?
Because what, am I supposed to take a nap in the office? That's crazy.
But fair. But also, I'm surprised. I mean,
but
yes, of course you sweat. But what I find really weird about Botswana, and I don't think we've ever lived in a country like this, and we're not accustomed to this kind of heat.
No, I'm not.
It's also the fact that it's dry.
Bro, it hits you out of nowhere.
So it's like kind of odd, because it's like being in an oven.
Yeah.
It's a different kind of
It's like you're cooking.
It's like you're literally
You're cooking.
You're
cooking.
You know, it's everywhere. You can't
escape it.
You can't escape it. You can't feel it. It's just there. It's present, and it's still, and it's consuming. While and then when we went to Mozambique, and also like the UK is the same, Rome was the same, New York was the same, Kenya's the same with the humid heat. Like, what you do is that you feel it in your body, because you're sweating, and it's a different, you feel the heat in a different, like, anyway, my point is the dry, intense heat of the Botswana deserty vibe it's next level.
Yeah, no, they'd be like, it's
next level.
You'll go outside and it's like, am I melting?
You just feel dizzy.
You feel very, the sun is in your face,
it's like,
and it's like,
desert.
Hey, what's happening?
Which one do you prefer? Do you prefer like a humid environment or a humid heat environment, or like 35 degrees? Are we going humid or are we going dry?
Bro, I think I'm gonna have to go dry.
Really?
I think I've gotten used to this. I don't know what happened, but I think I gotten used to it. So like I was at my brother's wedding, and like we were in church and there was no air conditioning. It was scorching that day. And the heat, surprisingly, inside of the church was like dry heat. And I was like, oh, everyone there is fanning themselves, trying to figure everything out. I was just there like, and I was like, oh, it feels like Botswana. That's why I'm like, okay. So I'm like, okay, I'm used to the heat now.
Yeah,
I'm used to it.
Once we went to Morocco and it was like 42 degrees, and I think like you almost fainted.
For sure.
And I was like, that was the first time that I was like, oh, this is dry heat, and we are not used to it at all.
Yeah, no, it can be a silent killer, because there'll be days where it's like it's really hot and it's like the only thing you want to do is sleep.
Yeah.
So
I do actually kind of like humidity. I don't know why. I don't like sweating for sure, and I do I don't like sweating a lot. Obviously, not great. But linking it back to being outdoors, hiking, I can't think of a better hiking environment, in my opinion, and this is very like Hawaii as well, where you're in like this lush, green, foresty environment. It's a healthy 28 to 30 degrees. That's what I call healthy. Maybe like 26 to 28. But like,
Fair.
you know, and you're just like, you know, you feel like Tarzan. And in that environment, it's like a humid heat because you feel it in your skin, you feel it in the trees, you feel the wetness, like, and then you've also got like whether it's a river or, you know, or the ocean, and I think that I love a bit of humidity because that's just my perfect environment. It's that tropical kind of, yeah. So I do kind of like humidity. Dry heat, I just think is a bit intense and I don't understand it, and it's very uncomfortable, and I'm struggling a little bit with understanding it now that I'm here.
Fair enough. Yeah. Next segment. And we're back. But this is the end of the podcast, really. So, you know, thank you for coming on. It was great having you here.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I was a bit nervous.
Why were you nervous?
I was kind of like, not nervous is not the right word. I was just kind of like hesitant.
Fair enough.
Like, this feels like a not uncomfortable, like unknown thing.
Territory. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I think it's a first.
Yeah.
It's a first for a lot of people. So a lot of people have told me they're like, "Oh my god, what is this?"
I'm a chatterbox, I guess. Maybe.
Fair enough. It's okay to be a yapper. Like, how did you find our conversation today?
I thought it was fun. I thought it was I think you're a really good interviewer.
Oh, thank you.
In the sense that I don't feel interviewed. That wasn't really an interview.
Because it's not. That's supposed to be
exactly.
that. It's supposed to be a conversation.
Like, I feel like, so I do love that you ask your guests to like talk about what they want to.
Yeah,
and
for
I think
sure.
that's really cool. For me personally,
right.
There were times where I was like, what if I don't have an interesting topic? Like, I
Look
don't...
at you
do you know what I mean? Like, I was kind of like, I don't want this responsibility. But I thought it was... I had a good time.
I'm glad you had a good time. So, like, how are you feeling about yourself?
Oh, well, I feel like I know what to do to make myself feel better. So, that's how I feel.
That's so left field. But alrighty. I don't know what that means, but...
No, I mean, like, how I'm feeling about myself is fine.
But you know how to feel.
Like, when I'm not... I'm a bit too tired these days, and I feel like...
It's the heat.
Yeah, it's the heat, and it's also probably my anemic self kind of maybe re-emerge, like, I don't know. Fair. But I have the tools
to make yourself feel better.
To make myself, I know, like, oh, I need to go exercise, or I know that, oh, I need to go and eat, or oh, I need to be under the air conditioning, or I need to watch something, or I need to read, or I need to like, so it's like, I'm feeling fine, but I know that if I don't know. Sorry, that question is very vague. Like, did you mean it in an abstract term or more?
No,
like
I guess I just like to ask my guests, like, okay, how are you feeling about yourself?
How are you feeling about yourself right now?
I'm tired.
Yeah. It's
tired.
been a long day. Your work. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a very long day. I'm trying not to feel overwhelmed, but...
Are you because of the work stuff?
Yeah, and then it's like a podcast now, and then so I just have to like rearrange my life essentially.
Which is fun.
Oh yeah, I got a job. I'm not telling you what it is though. Sorry, listener. You finna find out.
I wasn't sure if I was allowed to like say.
You can say, yeah, I got a job.
Yay! We have to have lobster and champagne.
That's so fun.
That's literally what my mom said. She's like,
that's funny.
Let's go.
So yeah, we should need to do that. But yeah, where's the next adventure?
Honestly, I'm obsessed with Scotland at the moment.
Fair.
That is a place that I've gone to the West Highland Way a couple of times, and I feel like I should explore more of it. But I just, living where I live, it's the easiest way to, and yeah, it's the easiest place to get to.
That's so true.
Well, there's easier places to get to, but it's easier and the most beautiful. Do you know what I mean?
Enough.
So I feel like, and I just like really feel safe adventuring there. So I always get excited about spending summers in the UK for that specific reason, because I'm like, I'm gonna go back to Scotland.
Fair enough.
But And yeah, the weather in Scotland is a bit weird because every like 5 minutes it will like change. Like, so you'll have for hiking wise, I think a lot of people would be like, wait, what do you mean? Because it's like if you don't like rain and you don't like, it's constantly, but there's something beautiful about it as well. And
there's something
so
up there.
into it. I really love it. But apart from that, I don't know. I'm welcoming ideas. I would love to do something with a group of friends somewhere completely different.
Cape Town. There you go.
Brazil. I was supposed to go to Brazil in February.
Oh my god, you can go meet the cousin. He'll take.
Yeah.
He's into stuff like that.
Is he?
He's very much into stuff like that.
He seems like a cool cousin.
He does what he does. He does like trekking.
Oh.
So it's like hiking and then camping and then hiking and he does those. Yeah, like you guys would
I love
like.
a trek.
Guys would peas in a pod. Peas in a pod for sure.
I mean, I guess we are family, so I'm not surprised. We've got it in our genes.
100%. Anywho, thank you for coming on. I would love to have you as a guest once more, but yeah, like I said, it's the end of the podcast.
Thank you.
And yeah, thank you. And
Mama's waiting for us to go eat. So
okay, all right, guys. Thank you for listening. You know what to do. Do the thing. Like, comment, follow, subscribe. Tell your friends to tell your friends. And my friends, come on the podcast. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna go eat. Bye.